Boys and girls, in this video, I am about to give you a 3-step plan on how exactly I'd start appointment setting if I was fresh and new in 2025. I'm going to show you exactly what I do, okay, from step 1 all the way to step 3 if I wanted to get started in appointment setting in 2025 and make anywhere from 2 to 4K per month if everything was to go well. And for you to understand what you need to actually make this possible, all you need is a phone, a laptop, and an Instagram account. Okay, so preferably whatever you're watching this video on, or say if you're watching this video on a laptop or a phone, whatever one. An old laptop, it doesn't really matter what laptop it is, you'll see in step 3 why you need a laptop. And finally, an Instagram account. An Instagram account is probably the most important part, and I'm about to walk you through that, okay? Let's get into it straight away. Step number 1. First thing I'd do if I was starting appointment setting in 2025 is I'd clean up my Instagram and post some pictures. And I'm telling you right now, this is single-handedly the most important step and the most pivotal step if you want to get hired and if you want to start appointment setting in 2025. And I'm going to show you why. Here's an example of one of my students, okay, and like I said, this is the most important part. Here's one of my students. His name's Anil. He's been working with me one-to-one for the past month now. Okay, we're pivoting him on to other things other than setting alongside sales. He's really getting involved into the online sales space. But Anil is someone who's got a client that is crushing it right now. Okay, they're currently doing anywhere from 40 to 50K per month. And currently, at the time of me recording this video right now, Anil is making anywhere from 2 to 4K per month as an appointment setter for his client. I'm not going to say who his client is, but he's making anywhere from 2 to 4 grand per month with his client, okay? So Anil is someone who's clearly good at appointment setting. He's clearly been able to land a role. Let's look at his page and let's see exactly what he's done right. Okay, so I'll move my face to the side. Here we've got Anil. First things first, we've got a clear name, okay? If you want an appointment setting role and you're outreaching to businesses to offer them your service as an appointment setter, you can't be having these weird names that I see people have on Instagram. You can't be having these borderline goofy names because no business owner, no client is going to take you serious. As you can see, it says full name, Anil Desoye. Nice and easy, probably the most important part. Sorry, probably the most simplest part of this whole thing. Just change your name to your actual name. Second thing is, he's got images of him being human. And this is the most important part because now people can go onto Anil's account and they can be like, oh shit, okay, this guy's actually a human being that does cool things. Ideally, the more pictures you can have, and especially if you can get some really cool pictures of you posting, doing things like going on holiday, doing things you enjoy, even better. But Anil's just got one image of him on holiday. You can see, all right, cool, this Anil guy is actually a real person and he does cool things. They know it's not some spammy AI bot, okay? The more pictures you can have, the better, of course. But one picture of you doing your thing, you go on holiday, I'm sure you've gone on holiday in the past, post a picture of you doing your thing. And that is something that if a client looks in your page, they can be like, oh, all right, cool, this guy seems cool. He's offering me a service. Let me find out more about what he's done, okay? So we've got images of himself being human, and then we've got some story slash some highlights, okay? Now, obviously, if you're starting out right now, you probably don't have client results, you probably don't have testimonials, but story posts of you doing anything, okay? Every single person watching this video right now, you probably got some hobbies, or you've probably got some pictures of yourself, no matter if it's you in an office, no matter if it's you at school, no matter what it is, you've got pictures. So posting pictures and actually having your highlight section filled out with you doing cool things, you living your life, you doing whatever it is that you get up to on your spare time. This is what further accentuates your client or whoever you're outreaching to, the people who you're outreaching, going onto your page and being, all right, cool, this guy seems sound. He's got pictures of his shoes, and Neil's clearly a fresh guy. He likes nice shoes. He's got pictures of him going out with his friends. You know what I mean? You don't want to post any crazy pictures of you going out being old, degenerate and stuff. But he's got pictures of him out with his friends, doing cool stuff. And this is something that, if I saw someone outreaching to me, I'd be like, all right, cool. This guy seems like a clear guy. He's got a clear For You page of him being him. He's got a clear For You page of his face. And the most important thing is it needs to be your face, okay? Don't be having profile pictures or don't be just having any random stuff. Don't be having your favorite artist as your profile picture, because what you need to think of, you need to put yourself in the frame of the people that you're outreaching to. And if you're outreaching a big business owner, do you think he's going to want to reply to someone who's got a Travis Scott picture in his profile picture? Probably not. He's got a clear profile picture of his face. Don't overthink it. Literally any picture of you is great. And finally, he's got a clear bio. His bio says collecting cash, okay? But for you, it can literally be appointment setter. For you, it can be sales rep. High ticket sales. Well, no matter what it is, your bio just needs to be clear and explain exactly what it is you're doing. In essence, you're being an appointment setter, you're a sales rep, or you're a closer, you're a dialer. Whatever it is, this is exactly what you need to have in your bio. Don't make it too long. Collecting cash, high ticket appointment setter, booking sales calls, sales rep, high ticket sales, closer, whatever it is, just make sure it's clear so that when the people that you're outreaching to go into your account, there's no discrepancy of what it is that you're actually doing. And it also ties into the second thing, okay? So we've cleaned up your page, we've posted some pictures, and like I said, this is the most important part, because regardless of all of these other steps, if you have a bad looking page, and if your page doesn't look like something people want to reply to, you are not going to be able to start appointments and you're not going to be able to get a role, simply because you didn't take the 10 to 20 minutes to just freshen up your page and look good, okay? Secondly, we've got sit down and think of free openers for outreach, okay? So the second step that I do, if I'm getting started for appointment setting, the second step out of the third step is I'd sit down to myself and I'd think of free outreach messages that I'm going to send to the ideal clients that I'm looking to work with, okay? And if we go on to here are some do's and don'ts for messages. Here are some do's and don'ts for the outreach messages that you're finding, okay? Or that you're going to be making. Do not make the messages that you're sending and the outreach messages that you come up with too wordy. No one is going to read this, okay? If someone sent you a message like this right now, you're going to look at it, you're going to face palm, you're going to be like, oh, do I really have to read this? You're still going to read it anyway because it's probably a friend or something. But do you think a big business owner is going to have the time to sit there and listen to a message of what they think is going to be you pitching them? Absolutely not, okay? Do not send too wordy messages. And secondly, don't send an unclear message. What you need to think of is that every single message that you send, there needs to kind of be a reason behind what it is, or there needs to be an end goal as to what you've messaged them or to what you're proposing. It can't be unclear. You can't just message them talking about how you love their content and how, you know, you love the reel that they posted and how have they ever heard of what an appointment setter is? Because it's an unclear message, and with the ICP, the people that we're outreaching to, they're not going to respond to unclear messages. Don't fake compliment, okay? I remember my first ever day appointment setting, I sent 50 outreach messages. They were literally all of these things. They were too wordy, they were unclear, and they were just way longer than they needed to be. The outreach message was literally, I remember, right? I sent an outreach message, it was too wordy, it was unclear, and it was a fake compliment. And the guy said to me, bro, you've just sent me a paragraph of a message. You send it to me on a voice note. You've just sent me a paragraph telling me about how you really want to work for me and how you love my content, but you don't even follow me and you never followed me in your life. Why are you forcing a compliment? And do you know how embarrassing that was? When he told me that straight away, and I was like, wow, that is so silly. And I'll never forget, but I never, ever, ever sent a message like that again, okay? So don't fake a compliment, especially if you don't actually know them. Say if you actually know them, you've been watching their stuff, then mention a key thing about what it is that you like. Mention a key thing about a YouTube video or something that is really key and make it super concise and make sure that you don't come across as if you've just looked at their page and said, oh, I like the way this looks, let me compliment it. Because I promise you, it will come across needy, and people hate neediness. And finally, don't make it hard to respond to. People don't already want to be sold to, and people don't already, or we're not selling to them at the moment, but people don't already want to reply to your message. So if you make it hard to respond to, the business owner is going to be like, mate, this is taking too much brain power. I need to go and actually do meaningful stuff with my business. I'm just going to ignore this. What you should do is have a clear reason for why you're messaging. In this case, we're clearly messaging them so we can be their sales rep. We can be their appointment setter. We can be their dialer. We can be their closer, whatever, right? So there should be a clear reason for your messaging. You should mention that, okay? It needs to be concise. You can't be sending messages this long. It needs to be concise, clear, to the point, ideally no longer than a couple sentences, and something that, it's not going to take them more than 2 minutes to read, because it's not going to take them more than a minute to read or 30 seconds to read, because that is the average attention span of human beings. A clear way to respond, either like a yes or a no or a maybe or a let's get on a call, whatever it is. They just need to be able to respond to it easily, because that is actually what's going to make them more inclined to respond, especially if you make it easy, and just make it a no-brainer. It just needs to be a no-brainer. Here's an example. Are you hiring any killer appointment setters on your team that can book calls and generate revenue? If so, I'm your guy. Notice how that is clear reason for messaging. You're figuring out if they're looking for a sales rep. It's nice and concise, not more than a couple sentences. Clear way to respond. Are you hiring? Yes or no? And it's a no-brainer. Who doesn't want calls and who doesn't want to generate revenue? It's quite literally as simple as that. Okay, and that's an example of a message. Don't go away and copy this right now, because that's how messages get out. That's how messages get saturated. And I'm sure a business owner, if they get this message from the first guy that watches this video, and then the 50th guy that watches this video in about a month or so, they're going to be like, all right, cool, super original, guys. Okay, go out, take this message, maybe twist it up, add your own twist to it. But here's an example of the message, okay? And I want you to create 3 of these to split test. You want to create 3 of these to split test, because that brings us on to our final point. Split test and outreach. Okay, here's an example of a CRM right now that all of my one-to-one students get, and that I've been given myself. Okay, so if you want this, literally just DM me, message me on Instagram. Either me or my setter will send it to you. Okay, but send this to me, like DM me. Here is a CRM, and this is what you're going to be using to appointment set. I'll make another video on this, exactly how you can use your CRM. But this is the split test section, and here we have different columns for different messages you're split testing, right? So if we go back to point number 1. If we go back to point number 1 and we see sit down and think of 3 messages, we need to utilize a CRM and outreach, okay? And the reason I said 3 messages is because we're going to be able to split test and use the data to see, out of the messages we've sent, how many replies did we get and what was the response rate, okay? So you will have message 1, message 2, message 3, message 1, message 2, message 3. How many times you've sent it. So ideally when you're first getting started, you want to send about 10 an hour. How many times you sent it? 10 an hour. How many replies you got to each messages, okay? And that will therefore give you your response rate. A good response rate is anywhere from 20 to 30%. But once you figured that out, then you know exactly, no matter what replies you're getting. First of all, you can feedback, but you can gauge from which message that you split tested, which one got the most replies, and the message that got the most replies, it's the common sense, it's the message that works the best, okay? Quite literally as simple as figuring out a message that's clear, concise, clear way to respond in a no-brainer. Figuring out 3 of those, okay, maybe even just changing the words around, or maybe just adding their name, or sending one without their name, or sending one with their name at the end. Really doesn't matter how you split test it. Mix it around, get innovative, use your brain, okay? And then just start split testing. Use this CRM to be able to track how many messages you sent, and then also on the other tab you can tag who actually responded to you, so you can keep on top of them and propose them to actually book a call, okay, for you to appointment set for them. Other than that, it's quite literally that simple. Okay, in 3 steps, that's all you need to do. Okay, so if I were to start appointment setter from scratch, all you need is your phone, your laptop, your Instagram account. All I do is I clean up my page, sit down and think of 3 outreach messages, and I'd utilize a CRM and start outreaching. Okay, once I get a reply from the outreach messages of someone saying yes, be like, okay, perfect, I don't want to waste your time, okay, because it's showing that you have their best interest in heart and you're like thinking for them. I don't want to waste your time and I want to make it as easy for you as possible. Let's book a call and we can figure out if I'm a good fit for your business or not. Quite literally as simple as that. You can book a crazy amount of calls because the demand for people to actually appointment set and do a good job is crazy right now. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.